Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. Today I'm driving this, which happens to be the Toyota Innova Crysta facelifted version of 2021. First and foremost, let's start with the key of this car. So straight up front, here we get the lock and unlock button for the key, Toyota logo, and on the other side we get Innova written on the front with chrome surround around it and along with some blue tinge. This is how the key looks. In fact, over here we get a button to remove the physical key. However, this is how the looks of the new Innova looks like. Straight up front, let's open the engine bay. It's quite of a task to open the engine bay. However, there is no hydraulic studs. It should be there at this price point. And underneath, as we can see, there are insulation, and the hood is quite heavy in that front. This is the 2.4 liter diesel engine. 2.8 has been dropped because of the less sales of Toyota Fortuner, because people were finding Innova Crysta much value for money package rather than the Fortuner 4x2. So people went for this, and this was the cause of less sales of Fortuner. However, come back to the Innova, so it gets a bigger and larger grille, and there are no horizontal lines. This is the Toyota logo at the center, some gloss black finish here and there with chromes around it. In fact, these are the headlights. It gets a bracket sort of treatment in the grille to make it a continuous treatment. And here we can see the 4 dots for the LED DRL. Other we get the dot for white light for the low beam, and yellow light, the bigger dot, for the high beam. Underneath we get revised housing for the fog lamp and indicator. Right now fog lamp sits right under the black treatment over here. As you can see, it's indicated with the lower lip of the car. This is the number plate holder, and lower down it got body color, again separated by a black color treatment, and it got dual horn, which is quite loud. Coming to the side, we got a lot of chrome treatment. First and foremost, we got the visors, and then we got chrome shoulder through the window line, and chrome door handles with roof rails with blackout B and C pillar. The quarter glass is quite big for the rear passenger. And coming to the tire size of this car, so this happens to be the Bridgestone tire with 205 section 65 R16 16-inch tire. Looks quite small in this big MPV. However, the alloy wheel design is just fab. It does takes a lot of attraction. A diamond alloy wheel and Toyota logo at the center. Meanwhile, at the side, it get a footstep, and this are the ORVMs, body colored finish with indicators in it, and it get puddle lamps under them, and which will project some light at night. From here we can fill the fuel. The DPF is in the boot side, so here we can only fill the diesel. And at the rear also we get disc brakes. This is are the rear tail lamps. It get halogens in sake of cost cutting. Toyota logo at the center, high mounted stop lamp, wiper along with defogger. It also have a washer at the top. In fact, 2.4 V badging. 2.4 is the engine, V is the variant. Below we get 4 reverse parking sensor along with this bull bar, which is a part of accessories. In fact, from here we can see the reverse parking camera, and it gets an electromagnetic tailgate opener. So let's open the boot at the tailgate, and here we can see decent amount of space at the rear along with the 3 rows up. We get 2 adjustable headrests, but if you decide to set 3 people at the rear, so we can get another additional headrest which is fixed over here. Below there we get the toolkit, and over here we get the carpet Innova written on it, and below this we get the spare wheel, and on the side here we can see the light of the boot, manually operated. And over here we get the hooks on both the sides, and in order to tumble the seats, all we need to is pull the straps and fold the seat. And folding the seat is quite a lot of task, It is not a work of one hand. I need to use both my hands to do the same and fix the seat along with the side walls, like this hook, which you can see. Putting the seat into its place, and first and foremost, let's come to the last row of the seats. And first and foremost, all I need to tell is to fold the second row of seats. All we need to do is pull this lever and just get inside from the footstep like this. And while sitting at the rear seats are spacious and under thigh support is good for my person of my size, 5'6". And over here at the above we get handles along with the seat belt for the center passenger of the second row. Meanwhile at the side we get 3-point seat belts for both last row of passengers, and there's decent amount of cubby holes on offer in order to secure your bottles. And from here we can adjust the recline angle of the seat. Right now my seat is completely reclined, so you can see the secondary seat. Meanwhile it's a 50-50 ratio in order of splitting, and over we get a good amount of headroom, and 6 foot people will fit easily. Tractable handles along with some. Here's the light. Top we get AC vents, two AC vents for the last row of passengers. Seat back and check how the legroom is. So my legs are touching, and at the 40 ratio wala section, I got some amount of legroom. Meanwhile, the second row is adjustable. We can just slide it a bit forward to make the last row passenger much comfortable ride, in order to sit at the third row. Meanwhile, at the rear, we get decent amount of glass area such that passengers won't feel claustrophobic at all. The second row of seats got ISOFIX child safety purposes. Now let's get out of the car so we can tumble the 40 section of the seat, and here we go out. Got the second row of the seats, and straight up front, let me talk about the door. So the door opens wide enough and got some silver finish with the soft touch at the arms just center. Here we get the switch for the power window. It is one touch up and down just to open the door. Piano black finish, looks quite nice, and plastic quality is also very premium. Of course we can expect this at this price point. Lower down we get speakers. Let's get inside. First and foremost, doors close with a nice thud. Then let me put the seat back of the 40 section. Unfortunately, by my mistake, my bag has fallen down. However, let's clean that shit. Now let me talk about the knee room and legroom of the car. Knee room is very fab. Legroom is more than adequate. In fact, at the center we get 12-volt charging socket. Above there we get USB charging port, USB A type charging port. Beside that we got some cubby holes for the mobile. Above we get the second zone of the climate control system. Increase or decrease the blower, and this to increase or decrease the brightness of the ambient light, which you can see this blue tinge. It is only available in single color. Above here we get AC vents, same goes with the rear side as well. At the side we get the light along with the handles and hooks, as you can see. And at the center also we get the light. Let me turn it off. So the seats get fabric finish along with adjustable headrest, Crysta written on the seat along with nice design. And at the center we get armrest if two people are sitting at the second row, and the armrest gets cup holders which opens like this. Let me put them back to the place and works decently well. Let me show you the bottle holders on the door pads. It can easily hold 3 bottles at a time of 1 liter, and power windows are one touch go up and down for all the windows. Here we get the tray along with cup holder. Here we can keep our laptop and do the work whatever we need. We get magazine holders, and like this we can close the tray from the center like this. Now let's head to the front row of the seats. So first and foremost, we get request sensor on the driver side of door. On opening this, this is the door pad. However, I will come to that in a bit. Let me get inside first. See? And here we can keep the key. Doors close with a nice amount of thud. We need to apply some pressure for the same. Here we get switches for the power windows. All windows are one touch up and down, and above here we can adjust the mirrors, the ORVMs, and from here we can see adjust the mirror from the with the help of a joystick. Let's turn on the ignition. So that's how the instrument cluster looks. I will come to that in a bit. Let me show you the other things. At the center we get a clock along with the 7-inch infotainment system. It got Bluetooth, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay finally after years, and the system is quite slick. Could have been much faster, but it's decent according to Toyota standards. So it has a lot of features like telephone, media, connections, and it doesn't have maps. We need to connect it through this thing. From here we can see the data, the travel. Left we get the stocks for the infotainment screen, and at the right we get the stocks for the MID. From here we can control that. At the center we get armrest with quite a lot of storage space, and over here we get the bottle holder, and this is the handbrake of the car, and that's how it works. In fact, at the front we get some storage spaces along with 12-volt charging socket, USB power socket, and these are the buttons for the traction on and off, like you can see on the screen. Then it has a power mode button, and it has a eco button to choose the driving mode. And at the side we get airbag warnings, rather seatbelt warnings. At the top we get automatic climate control system. We can set it to auto. It gets dual zone for the front and the rear. The screen is showing the data, the travel data, how much fuel it consumed, how much distance it covered, etc., and etc., and etc. So let's listen to a radio to test the system of this car. Output was quite good, and let me tell you, the screen, it is more settings, like we can set the bass, and etc. We can decide where we want the music to be, rather at what zone, and some more parameters we can adjust from here. And meanwhile the screen is quite difficult to use, it's quite slow. Over here we get hazard light button, and above we get a mirror which is not available at this price point. It's a bummer. This is the driver side sun visor, which comes with a mirror along with a light, and same goes with the co-passenger side as well. It got a mirror along with a light. Meanwhile there we get handle, but not at the driver's side. However, let me show you the auto roll down of windows. So that's how it works. One touch up, one touch down. Same happens with the co-passenger side as well, like this. So quite nice touch, and we do expect this at this price point. However, we get some glass holder. It gets plastic, so it's not opening right now. At the top, we get lights, which works like this. We can set it to dose. It got ambient light. We can increase and decrease the brightness of the ambient lights from here itself. And talking about other bits, like the quality levels are good, but lower down the quality is quite decreased. However, the silver line running throughout makes it quite nice. Steering feels nice to hold. It got sort of wooden finish. Again, at the right we get the stocks for the headlights. At the left we get the stocks for the wipers. Let's check the wipers right away. So that's how the wipers works. They can clean the windscreen quite nicely. And let's check this rear wiper as well. In order to access that, we need to just rotate this thing, and there the rear wiper is working. The rear wiper is 5 kilometers away from the driver. This is the glove box. It might get a cooling function. I don't know. I believe it's not available. Lower down we get another deep big glove box with some papers. This is the wooden. We get cup holders along with the side of the driver side as well, and just in front of AC vents in order to cool our drinks. And this is to lock and unlock the doors. Other side it's for the child lock, and this is to retract the ORVMs. That's how it works. And this are the buttons for the parking sensors, front parking sensors, and from here we can toggle through it. And at the left we get the button for diesel particulate filter. This is to open the hood, this is to open the fuel lid. Coming below we get the pedals. Let me turn on the torch to give you a better view. So these are the accelerator, brake and clutch pedal. This is a manual transmission, and at the left we don't get any sort of that pedal. I don't feel that. And every door got this pedal lamp sort of thing, and it says SRS airbag. Meanwhile, coming to other aspects like this gear lever, it gets 5-speed transmission along with the reverse parking camera, which gets guidelines. They are adaptive as well. Let's come to the instrument cluster. So straight up front, let's toggle through it. In order to toggle through it, we got controls at the steering. So this thing to operate it through odometer, trip B, etc. At the left we get tachometer, at the right we get speedometer, inside with fuel meter and temperature meters. Meanwhile, at the center we get an ID which says operate the clutch to start the engine. This to toggle through the MID. So if we toggle through it, let's get back. So this is the main screen. It says current, and this is like the media, hazard and settings. Let's go to settings. It says meter, language, units, switch settings, and here we can come to colors. We can change the colors how we want, where we want. Like this color at the main screen is now red. Now we can change it to blue or some navy blue colors. I will change to red. I like red one. And if we come to other settings like this telephone, or we can come to driver info, like there can be set it like range, kilometers, how much kilometers the driver meant, and back to the main screen like this, where we can get the current efficiency, the range, how and the eco star ratings, etc. and etc. It says eco power, and also this is for the FM or the radio tracks which are playing. And again back to the main screen like this. This says which door is open, and this is our settings. Below here we get the buttons for the cruise control. This to increase, and this how we decrease the speed and cruise control. Like this we can set or reset it via vice versa. This are the stocks for the headlight. Like this we can give the indicators. Just turn it off, it gets auto headlights. This to decrease the volume or change the tracks. This to pick up or decline the call. Horn, and this car works decently well. And this is how it works to cut the blind spot. Meanwhile, it got 6 airbags, ABS, EBD, traction control, so many features, so many safety features, isofix child safety mounts at the rear, and the steering, it is also adjustable for both reach and brake. Now it looks like this. However, if you guys like this video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, stay tuned. Bye bye. In fact, this car should get the 6-speed gearbox along with the 2.8, I believe. Bye.